The origin of Soul Edge is a mystery. Legend says it was once an ordinary, but after fighting on countless battlefields, it gathered a great deal of negative power. All who took Soul Edge in their hands became slaves to the blade, murdering until they bled their last drop of blood. That is what, until that is, an age long past, he was known as the In that ancient age, great change came only through war. Thus, controlling Soul Edge meant the Hero King. Being the man he was, one could say it was inevitable that he would bring peace. I won't record the Hero King's name. Someday I may decide the time is right to... It is said the Hero King lost so after the Hero King killed his son. The spirit sword Soulcalibur was born from the remnants of the cursed... Indeed, the cursed sword, and while the name Soul Edge is known to a select few, there is a reason the spirit sword was never revealed to the world. Some say the Hero King created the spirit sword, but those who would carry on the dead king's wish and perfect Soulcalibur, they were known as the Guardian. Like a thief in the night, they took the spirit sword and withdrew into the dark recess. They told others of the Hero King's spirit sword, and that they were going into hiding to both... The Guardians of the Spirit Sword only entrust Soulcalibur to a select few. One recent example was a king born in Britain. The king used the spirits. I'm skeptical as to whether the king ever truly... He was somehow connected with the Guardian. Also, it would be reasonable to assume after the king's death, though. No one. Perhaps we should assume it eventually found its way back to the Guardians of the Spirit Sword. At the same time, there were those who awaited this. On the eve of the king's passing, a loyal knight set forth to find the spirit sword and restore the crown. That was the start of They hid themselves well for a considerably long period. Sworn to the late king, the Aval organization sought the spirit sword and secretly assassinated. A deeper look, however, reveals there was some unrest. After slumbering in the shadows of history, Soul Edge Cervantes attacked the ship of one who had won Soul Edge. Soul Edge changes it when Cervantes took up the curse, and after nearly 30 years of Cervantes and the cursed sword were defeated by a female, shattering without coming in contact with the... Immediately afterwards, the evil within Soul Edge was unleashed upon... Why did the evil seed occur? What havoc did it wreak where it landed? But one thing is certain. What does it mean to be malfested? It's extremely hard to define. There are those who undergo monstrous In addition to humans, some animal common traits of the malfested include some become beasts, hungry only for slaughter, while others use strategy. Sometime after the evil seed, the rumors said he possessed Soul Edge. Personally, I then received news that the Aval organization... It intrigued me that there seemed to be someone in their organization. While Soul Edge has appeared constantly throughout history, in time, I lost interest. But after resuming my search later, I found that it had been with it were taken a staff able to absorb all manner of energy. And no one knows what had happened to the guardians of the Spirit Sword. As for the temple, it later became Ling Shengsu, a famous martial arts, but now the Spirit Sword is no. The evil seed deeply affected Ling Shengsu, and most its martial arts students were soon overcome by madness and battle lust. And therefore, no one knows what happened to the Spirit Sword. While the survivor didn't possess Soulcalibur, what powers did he possess? I only started writing this tome as a pastime. But in order to give it a clear, I was once one of the precepts of the Guardians were very strict. But in my younger days, when the others discovered my designs, they broke my arm. Amid my despair, I searched. After a long period of training, I reincarnated myself over. At first, I didn't realize the price. For every time I reincarnated, it felt like my soul was being crushed. Indeed, I hadn't managed. No matter what one may accomplish in life, my bodies have lain in countless graves. But so it was that I came to yearn for the final eternal death. Gradually, I began. That was 1,000 years ago. My desire for death was at its peak. That longing for true death led me wisdom, power. But when it was over, I was forced as a puppet of the cursed sword. I kept fighting. And for what? I fought in an age of endless war that spanned the world, all to establish a certain. I've lived as every type of person, old, young, however, not even the cursed sword could free. And so I died, and was born.
Witchers are known as warriors with unusual powers. The slayers of monsters. One day, the elite witcher Geralt took on another contract. The now aged woman, though ever strange, had been greatly respected. Yet in recent years, she had achieved prominence as a researcher of planes. But if she were to call forth a demon from another dimension, it could have grave consequences. In search of the truth and prepared to mete out punishment as necessary.
So, to check if these suspicions, accusations even, are true, and if you have, to stop you, punish you.
Tell me, Witcher, do you know what I've studied all the—
Planes, passages between them. Heard you're an expert. Pretty tricky for someone working on their own, gotta admit.
And you? Do you also label me a heretic?
No. Don't get me, got no reason to suspect you of anything, yet.
My greatest wish was to access a different plane.
Right. Got that much.
But that is not to say I ever wished to commune with, let alone summon through rifts into other dimensions. I explored the possibilities, and then it happened.
What happened?
A response. A strong one. Bold you are, Witcher, even to venture here.
Heads, some sort of passageway between planes? What's at its end, whatever it is? don't... Damn it, no medallion won't be much use. Got, huh? Other planes exist. How about that? Kaer Morhen. Sure brings back some sort of magic, huh?
You appear to be from a foreign land.
Something strange about you.
Some may call me that. However, I have mastered the...
Place seems full of people just...
Battle 1. Fight!
Let's go!
Battle 2. Fight!
Cannot see. Now take my steel.
Ever fight a Witcher? Guess not.
Battle leave your hope in shreds.
Fight!
Get to ring up my friends. Interesting. It appears my plan to think it would be possible to...
Someone sent me here. I'll be sure long as I actually make it back to my...
Forgive my discourtesy.
Every which way you turn here, you get a skilled warrior, including that last one. Could get in some good practice. No. Got things to tend to. Pressing matters. Strange as all hell, this place. They seem to believe in magic. Should have enlisted that guy's help. Might have preparing potions will be a... You would get teleported here against your will? Believe me.
Battle 1. Fight!
Feel lucky? Down you go! How about this? Whoa! How about this?
Battle 2. Fight!
Down you go! How about this? Down you go! How about this? Teleported all this way, and I'm still killing monsters. No rest for a witcher. Won't do me any good, though. Hunting just not supposed to be. Gotta get back to my own. Seem to be places of power in this world, too. Marshes, mountain-bound vales. Source of the bad speculation of that sort's best left to... Gates appear where enough of the power, but whenever I get too close... That happens. Sorry, not of this world. Don't know your customs. So have a taste of my own special welcome.
Battle 1. Fight! Battle 2. Fight! Battle 3. Fight!
Let's dance.
Battle 4.
Gotta admit.
Fight! Yeah!
Feel despair. Give in. See ya! See ya! See ya! Let's dance. Final battle. Fight. Bring out.
Damn it. Every time I approach, need to keep it open somehow. Should probably find someone skilled. Well. Looks like a place of power. So where's the damn gate?
What is it you seek, stranger?
You must be that old man I've heard about. Got a favor to ask of you.
Is that a friend of yours?
No. In case you didn't notice, we don't freaks around here really seem to love me. Yada yada. Show you how a witcher does things.
Battle 1. Fight! Bring up! Battle 2. Fight! Bring up!
So, that's how I ended up here. Listen.
As you know, the gate to astral chaos, but to open a gate to another, you would need to utilize the power of the soul.
Go on.
Simply opening the gate, you need a signpost, the definitive. It needs to have a strong connection to where you came from. If you open the gate at the right place...
All sounds good. Except, well, I'm a stranger here.
I believe I can trust you. One learns a thing or two after years of brutal training to sharpen...
Thanks for the help, old man.
You should know, it is a perilous way. There is no room for error, and you may even fail, through no fault of your own. I know not whether I should encourage such a gamble.
Worth a try, far as I'm concerned.
Very well. I shall teach you a secret ritual for eliciting the power of the spirit sword.
We finally meet, Geralt.
Like a dog after a bone. Not interested in fighting you. Plain as that.
You cannot escape me. We settle this now.
Fine. Your funeral, then. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Battle 1.
Fight! We shall see what a Witcher can do.
True strength doesn't need to boast.
Too easy!
Battle 2. Fight!
Mercy! I have none! Can you keep up? Really? Right before your eyes! Get away! Ready? Not out yet! You're a badass.
The soul of a warrior now lays here to rest. Battle 1. Fight!
We shall see what a Witcher can do. Ready? Heroes? Really? Right before your eyes! I gotta stop! Just getting started! Ready?
Battle 2. Fight!
Let's dance. Stand up. Now taste my steel.
Not your lucky day.
Got you. Ready?
Battle 3. Fight!
Time to end you. Depart this life. The end. Mercy? I have not out yet.
You're a stubborn ass. taken a shine to me. Sorry, gate's about to open.
What? But I was just getting in.
Had a worthy opponent in you. No too love to finish our fight, but...
So, come back anytime.
So long, Samurai. It's been... one hell of a ride. Great. Now just need to get... Let's do the... Sri Vasu...
Witcher! As I live...
Head feels like it's gonna explode.
Forgive me. My methods were... However, at least now you know I... How was the other world?
Well... It'd take...
Then step over here and make yourself... Would you care for some fine wine?
Warm welcome. Nice and all.
The names of the warriors whose fates were bound to the two swords have been etched into the very fibers of history.
I grew up in the Songdo 3 years ago. I went on a quest for Soul Edge, known as the Sword of Salvation, to protect. My quest went pretty well for a time, but then Huang brought me home. I guess it was wrong of me to run off without telling my... He said I must redo all my training, and forced me back into... But the truth is, that was the least of my
Lady Mina, would you please marry me?
You again? Did my father tell you to do this?
Stop! I'd be a far better husband than you!
If both of you can beat me, I'll think about it. How does that sound?
What? Then count us in too! Yeah, and us too!
Fine. Just come at me all at once!
Damn it! You're finished!
Perfect time!
No wonder hardly anyone showed up today. I was worried that we'd lost all our students.
That day, I was surprised to see Huang home for— Oh, Huang's my father's best student, and kind of like a mix between my met— He was called a hero. My father also wanted me to marry him.
Really though, I can't believe you're already old enough to think about marriage.
I'm not! Those guys were just joking because father keeps talking about wanting a son-in-law to take over the dojang.
Oh really? I've never heard him talk about that.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, I told him not—
So this is where you've been, Huang. Don't you think it's about time?
Yes, Master. I'm sorry I can't stay longer. Mina, I'm sorry I can't tell you more, but I'm returning to the army. We can protect our homeland with our own hands, even with—
And that was that. Huang re-entered the military. Me, on the other hand. They wouldn't allow me to join the army because I'm a woman. But then what am I supposed to do? I too want to protect our home— When you said we, Huang—
Mina, that's not up to me. Do you understand?
So I can't protect our land with you because I'm a woman, or because I'm not strong enough?
Just hurry up and see him off! Silly girl!
Oh, Mina, I was looking all over for you.
Did you come to humiliate me too?
What are you talking about? I'm weak and clumsy, so I respect—
Then you must be really disappointed in me now.
No, of course not. Hey, I know. How about marrying me?
Wait, what? Ugh. I'll make Huang and Father admit I'm just as capable as them, no matter what it takes. Now that I think about it, Chol Huan was probably just trying to cheer me up. Next time I see him, I must be nicer. If there ever is a next time. At that moment, I was just so shaken I couldn't think straight. Ivy, that swordswoman who was also searching for Soul Edge. She was cool. She treated me like a child, so I lost my temper. No!
More fighting will only end in the same result. You fail.
Hey! Get back here!
Well, that was riveting. Ugh. But that should teach you not to pick fights. I'm sure you'll get a lot stronger in the future.
Hey! Don't treat me like— I'll never step down! I'll never step down! There we go! There! Tidy up! Huh? Yeah! There we go!
Didn't I just tell you to think more carefully about who you pick a fight with?
You also said I could get stronger. Can you teach me how to fight? We can use clubs or what? That was the first time I met Kong Shu Chung. I needed to get stronger if I wanted to find Soul, so I focused all my energies on forcing him to become my teacher.
Looks like you're getting...
Well, yeah, because you finally started teaching me.
I'm just giving you a simplified version, you know?
Yeah, I'm tired of losing to...
Battle 1. Fight! Battle 2. Fight!
Get lost! Can you stand? Here you go! Get lost!
Battle 3. Fight!
Better there we go! Taya!
This is it! No trap! Moronic! Moronic!
Go away!
My. I can't believe you made this much progress. Guess I'll go buy some booze.
More drinking? Your body will give...
You always nag me about that. What are you?
My father's far more hardworking and accomplished than you. Aren't your family worried about you? Perhaps a wife or a daughter? After all, I often hear you mumbling in your sleep. You're our treasure, Xianglen.
Huh? You've been hearing things. Now get back to your...
Fine, fine. Off you go. But Master never came back. I've no right to teach you proper rod techniques. You need to carve your own fate. That was all he left me, scrawled in a note. I can't believe he kept me waiting all night. It made me pretty mad. After that, I traveled about, exploring ruins and underground labyrinths, ever in search. My travels went well, but memories of everyone back home kept I was sure Father and Huang must have been worried about me. And I was worried whether my homeland had been invaded by lands to the east. When you said we, Huang, did that include...
Mina, that's not up to me. Do you understand what I mean?
What was Huang trying to tell me back then?
Traveler!
Are you okay? What is this? Can you stand? I carried the man to the nearest oasis village. What he had handed me was an illustrated map and a metal plate with a... As soon as I showed them to the villagers, I could see the...
I suppose there's nothing we can...
But a bunch of people were kidnapped! Don't you want to save your families?
Of course, but we can't fight them. You should leave here at once, while you still can.
We don't want to get outsiders involved, especially a young girl like you.
What? You'd think I'd be useless?
That's not it. It's merely what you intend to do is not what we would desire.
I don't care. I'm tired of feeling as if I need someone's approval to rescue those dear to me. I'm going to save all of you. And my homeland, too.
She's gone.
Where is that girl heading?
Who are you?
Followed the map to a vast underground temple. I managed to sneak in, but the unsettling atmosphere... There were a lot of creepy instruments strewn around the place. What's this huge container for? Ugh, it's all gloopy. It reminds me of that monster. These are the villagers. They're still alive. What a relief. Are those lizards in there? There you are!
showed no hesitation when faced with our chimeras. You're not from the village, are you?
You threatened the villagers, didn't you?
What a rude accusation. They simply know the truth, that's all. They know these chimeras were once their family members.
What? No! You mean
We need the finest ingredients to make the finest chimeras. That settlement is our lab, and the bait we use to catch traveling warriors.
That's why they didn't want me to get involved.
What? Weren't you prepared to fight? So be it. I have many uses for a fine female warrior like you.
Yes. I didn't understand what it really meant to fight. All I could think about was protecting my homeland and proving myself. At long last, I realized what a child I'd been. But it was...
What are you doing? Writing your will? Sorry, but you're not going to die just yet. You'll be heading off to our headquarters. This is the girl I spoke of earlier.
Thought you were going to save your homeland?
Huh?
I shall vanquish the...
What are you doing?
The villagers told me how to get here.
Those maggots! Neither of you will...
You sure about that?
Yeah! We're gonna fight too! We need to save her!
The words of those who truly love their country possess a power that spurs others. Those who can move people's souls are what you call...
I don't care what sort of damage it causes. Unleash our latest experimental chimera!
Mina, can you fight? You should finish this with your own hands.
Okay. Can you stand? Would you knock it off? Did I win?
Mina!
Wong?
Well done, Mina. It's not up to me whether we includes you. Now do you understand what I meant?
Yeah.
Now, let's go home. It's time to take a break from searching. We can protect our homeland with our own hands.
Yeah! Hey, Huang. What happened to your...
Recently, I realized...
Really? But there's so much... I know. This is embarrassing, so give me a piggyback ride like you used to do.
I thought you said you hated piggyback rides because they were too childish?
The names of the warriors whose fates were bound to the two swords have been etched into the very fibers of history.